Hi, how is it going? Are you feeling all right? Oh my word, it's almost midweek, isn't it? I hope you're feeling better. Are we heading somewhere with this stuff? Are we enjoying ourselves? How are you liking it? Are we good? All right, if you're new, very good evening to you, and thank you so much once more for choosing to hang out with me. My name is Eric, the other one is Omondi, and welcome. I thought to have a conversation with you every so often. At least I spare a few minutes and just exchange my perspective with you in the hope that I can learn yours. How to do that is hitting my DM if you're shy, or you could just write it down below in the comment section. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, I'm also on YouTube. Link is in my bio. So feel free. If you're new here and somebody showed you my direction, please say hi to them for me. And thank you so much. I've been thinking about how we appreciate our partners in relationships, or how we do not appreciate our partners in relationships. You know, when a relationship is starting, we are very quick with the pet names, eh? You know, sugar, honey, bunny, babe, samosa, or even I remember I used to live with a family in the States who used to call each other monkey, which I thought was interesting. They were like, monkey! And they loved it. They called each other monkey throughout their marriage. And so I've been thinking about ways to sustain that. You know, if you're being honest, in the initial stages, we are happy, everything happy go lucky, everything feels great. But then the rose glasses come off and reality sets in, and then we realize that we are human beings, and not every day we feel the love feeling. And if all of us are not careful, most of the time, that is when a lot of relationships die out. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who was telling me that they feel so lonely in their relationship. Um, if I'm to think of my relationship in the past, sorry, I like to make references about my relationships. It's the best way I can, try and be authentic. Two things two women did to me stand out. Let me share. So the first woman I dated, the first time I had a really serious relationship, my first relationship ever, it lasted the longest. We dated for close to 6 years, but we were young, puppy love. But I learned so much from it. So this relationship, this woman in campus joined a group called ICL, which prohibits sexual intercourse. So all we did for at least 2 years was just hold hands and cuddle and talk. And then I used to frown upon that style, and I used to think like, oh, she's really wasting me. All my friends are getting jiggy, but me. But it taught me a very fundamental lesson in this relationship, how the amount of investment you put in terms of friendship goes a really long way. And so to date, we are such good friends because we spent a lot of time really talking and getting to know each other. And it was amazing. I don't think I've had that with anybody yet. So this woman, in the initial years of talking, because remember there was no sex going on, so we had each other to hang out and talk. So one time, I had in my wallet a picture of my portrait, a profile picture, they call them now. And these passport pictures? Yes. So I had that in my wallet, and she took it, went to some studio, God knows where, and then she blew it up, and then she put it in a frame and gave it to me. And the reason she told me she did that is she wanted to be thankful, because then in my very early 20s, to make money, I used to do voiceover work. So as a voiceover artist, I went and did some gig, and I was paid, I think, 12,000 bob, and I took her out for ice cream, and we went for a movie. And she was really, really jazzed. So as a form of reciprocity and feeling nice and appreciative, she decided to blow up my picture. That really said a lot. I remember that to this day. The second woman, we were hanging out at her house, and so I stayed over at her house, and then in the morning she went and brought me water. Imagine, she knew I take water in the morning, so she just said, "Here is your water," and I'll never forget that. It's amazing how simple things stick with us. So I really remember that this woman figured out that I take water in the morning. She bothered herself so much as to know that this is his routine and gave me water. She brought water in a glass and was just like, oh my God, who are you? So sometimes we really fall off quickly about remembering to be appreciative and we take people for granted. I remember again in another relationship, I used to appear on this show on television, and this woman would call me later after the show and say, I've heard all those things you talk about. I don't find them intriguing or funny at all. I wonder why people find them so funny. And I was just like, oh, wow. Hi, familiar. Hi, Madam Familiar. It's not a trait you want to pick up, by the way. It doesn't sit well with a lot of people. I don't think women appreciate it either. Not that I know, but I'm sure nobody wants you to be familiar with them. I think when you can always have the excitement of having won the person you're with as the prize you think them to be, it keeps the relationship alive. So that being said, what are some of the ways you say I love you if you don't say it at all? I remember my mother one time, we were in the car driving, I was taking her home, and then I said, Mommy, I love you, and she almost ran out of the car. She was very uncomfortable with the L word. But I knew, I never doubted her love for me, just that our parents were not like that. Not all, not to be presumptuous, but, most of that generation were into, providing for you and taking you to school and making sure you're healthy. That is how they showed love. So I've been thinking about ways we say, I love you, and ways to be appreciative, even after winning the woman or the man for a relationship. And I thought that would make for a good conversation, wouldn't it? And please remember, I don't speak at you, I speak with you. So I wrote down a few phrases and words. Words are very simple, phrases are very simple, but they go a really long way. Even gestures like bringing somebody water, which has stuck with me over 5 years now, So you look great is a thing that a lot of us don't say, but goes a long way. Especially now I learn as I'm growing older. Because when you grow older, things sag and your skin is not slapping all the time. And maybe your chest and your hair is receding and all those things happen. So I think when you tell somebody they look great, it shows that you're still interested in not only their inner beauty, but you're still sort of attracted to them. You still find them attractive. So you cannot underestimate the power of telling your significant other they look great. With the regularity of often, I would highly recommend that you say it. You look great, you have good skin, or you have nice teeth, or I chose well. If I could choose, I would choose you again. It goes a long way. What do you think? It does, doesn't it? Thank you. Simplest words, but so profound. If you know me well enough, if you know me, I think we used to have a fight with my small sis. And she'd say, I need X, Y, and Z, and say you send her airtime. And she'd think I'm very petty if she didn't say thank you. I love an attitude of gratitude. Somebody who says thanks, from the most minute of things to the grandest of things. I think thank you goes a long way. And sometimes in relationships, we don't pause to say thank you enough. Thank you, honey. Dinner was amazing. You took your time and prepared dinner. It goes a long way. People feel appreciated like that. Or thank you, honey. You're very kind. I've been thinking about it. Just today, I was having coffee with a friend of mine, and I was telling him the way I'm so blessed. I was talking to him about how I had a dream of a house to live in, and I was telling him the way it ended up being not only my dream house, but God's grace has sustained me in that house for a prolonged period of time and never once had an issue with rent or drama. And I was just marveling at God's goodness, that this was once a dream and now it's my reality, So you could transfer that to a relationship as well. Look, I'm very grateful. You've not flaked on the kids, and you've never flaked on paying bills, and you've never flaked on just being the man you said you would be, and I appreciate that. So thank you goes a long way. Thank you for picking me up. Thank you for lunch. Thank you for the holiday we went for, I think. Somebody said we'll figure it out is a love language, and I couldn't agree more. We'll figure it out. It shows togetherness. I am with you, honey. What do you think? I think that's a way to say you love somebody, don't you? I understand. I like that one. I understand. Making them feel like you understand them. I understand what you mean. I understand what you're going through. I really totally understand. I'm with you in this and I understand. That's another way. How can I be of help? That's amazing. When people have your back, they can and are willing to support your causes. If it's a small business you're starting, or maybe it's raining, or something is happening in your life, how can I be of help is a love language. How can I be of help? How can I be of help? What do you think? All right? How can I be of help? What else do we have here? I wrote it down. Sorry, I didn't want to lose something. I love you anyway, especially after they've done something stupid or something that is not very pleasant in the relationship. You know, it doesn't feel good right now. It doesn't feel good that you used the money we had set out for this project in the hope that your money would come around, and it hasn't. But guess what? I love you anyway. We'll work it out together. I think that goes a long way. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. It's great to know that somebody has got you, no matter what. They've got you. I got you. I'm here for you communicates love and affection, and you know, you needn't worry or ever wonder about us. I am here for you. So maybe you wouldn't use such information, but I just feel like we are very big on finding somebody we need in the beginning, and we are very aggressive, and we do everything by the book to get them. Seldom do we do a lot of work to keep them. So I thought to share these, that even as you find somebody who makes your heart sings, I hope and I wish that you can also employ the same efforts, that you can continue to fit the contours of their needs even as they fit yours. How else do you say I love you? Let me know in the comment section. Good evening.